It's live this on?
I suppose we're live. Are we live or
The
on?
camera's on me, Ethan.
The camera's
Sorry.
on you. The camera's
sorry.
on you. Oh, fun. Here, let's.
Welcome to whatever the show is called.
The
Today, we're going to start with World War II, and we're probably going to end up some really terrible places. We're going to yap and yap, and eventually, we're going to get somewhere.
So the show is called Once Upon a Timeline. So I saw the name, and and me and my co-host we're gonna start with
Co-host. I'm the co-host.
Well, no, we're both hosts. Like the host, other host. Who cares? I don't know. Here we are, and we're gonna talk about World War
I don't
II.
want to be someone's sidekick.
You're not a sidekick, Charlie. And we forgot to introduce ourselves. My name is Ethan Wynn, necromancer apprentice and aspiring studier of the Necronomicon, obviously. Yeah, so that's me. And this is my other host, Charlie.
The Wizard Council has banned my art, so I will not be disclosing them here out of fear of being thrown in the Dark Tower.
You see, that's why we're here together. We're essentially like, think of us as two wizards. We're essentially wizards who met each other.
I
unfortunately
officially can't call myself that. I refuse to submit to the testing of the Wizard Council. I'm not going to wizardry school. That shit's a fucking scam.
That is true. Wizardry school is a scam. You can learn the dark arts by yourself.
Let's go to a library.
Exactly.
Go to a library.
That's how I learned necromancy. That's how I got inspired to be a necromancer. Anyways, World War II. So where exactly do you want to start with World War II? I specifically wanted to start with discussing, could have World War II been in any sense or way prevented?
No.
And then we're gonna talk.
See you guys next time.
No. So let's actually dissect that. So let's figure out exactly why no. Because honestly, I'm honestly in the same thought process. Who the hell are you calling?
Okay, listen.
No, give me that phone. Give me that phone.
I'm not going to listen to the tower regulations. Okay, listen.
No. Stop it.
I need to get 5 more.
I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's going to cost them?
Listen, my host, my other host, is a massive LARPer. He's currently LARPing, and we are getting off track.
Hold on. I'm going to have to call you back later. No, I don't care how. I don't use Goblin Labor.
Exactly. LARPing. He's LARPing. That's what he's doing. You know what I would do with this phone? Hello, Charlie's mother. Oh, hello. Let's get on to the discussion. God damn it, will you? All right. Okay, so let's get into nitty gritty. Why exactly do you say no when it comes to being World War II?
World War II wasn't really a second World War. I think, as some historians put it, it's really just the time between World War I and World War II. I think it's just one war. I think it was just a big pause in between the fighting.
Who says that?
People.
What people?
Historians.
Which historians?
Oh.
And this is how this discussion is going to go, folks. Listen, there's a lot of good reasons why, like, there would have been no way World War II could have been prevented. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually.
Some sort of large-scale war was inevitable, considering everyone's favorite Charlie Chaplin impersonator.
Well, no, that's what I mean. We're taking like basically all like parameters. This is basically old history. Like, what could have changed? You know what I mean? But like, I honestly, I don't really subscribe to that, mainly because like the interwar years between World War I and World War II, like they're the material, societal, and political conditions of both wars are just so fundamentally different that like they can't be the same war. It is still, in the sense, like a global conflict that brought in the entire world, and arguably some would say started in the 1920s because Japanese invasion of China. I would And I mean, yeah, I mean it's different, but like some would argue that, and I'm not really adverse to that theory. But like at the same time, though, I would not subscribe to say like they were the same war, and the fact that just the conditions were just fundamentally different.
Oh, and one more thing, Noah over there in the switcherboard, you may want to use the fade more often than just the hard cut on a podcast. People who watch these sort of things, they're not usually an intense viewing experience. They want it relaxing. They want to tune out while they're supposed to be doing work.
You see how scuffed this is? We have to talk to the live editor, Noah, our lovely live editor, the one who really basically masterminded this whole project. We have to thank him a lot for this. We have to give him
Steam cash and a free meal afterwards.
Oh hell yeah! Thank Noah for that.
That's
why.
Where do you want to go, Ethan?
What?
We're not
going to talk. We're not going to talk dinner in the middle of a live fucking broadcast.
Why not? It's not my job.
Jesus Christ, we're getting off topic. Okay, my contention of why I personally would say no. So basically, we already agree. But like, why I say no is that like, no matter what, the social, political conditions, specifically Germany, was honestly just rife with political extremism, no matter where you twisted it.
You really want to talk about the inflation of the Weimar Republic?
I mean, yeah, that's one reason. Like there was, the conditions for the Second World War were already set in the Treaty of Versailles.
Babylon Berlin, what a great time!
I know, I love that show.
No, I was talking about just referring to Berlin itself, but that's a great show as well.
Yeah,
I need
is.
to watch that.
I have watched it. It's great. I haven't finished it.
I need to finish it as well.
But see, there you go. But no, it was a great show, and I mean, in that sense, we can take Babylon Berlin, which, if you don't know, Babylon Berlin is a German TV show.
Just think all the bad parts of Cabaret.
Babylon Berlin is a German TV show set in the interwar years in Weimar Germany and the political extremism during that time. Besides that, the thing is, the interesting that I have learned about, like, funny enough, like right-wing extremism within Germany at that time, there was just so much. There was a lot of different factions of, like, not just like the Nazis, which was essentially, well, I mean, the Nazi Party in its beginning, and it is essentially kind of like an expansion of, let's say, like the Thule Society. The Thule Society was basically an occult, like a ethno-extremist occult German society that kind of like was a lot of it, the basis of kind of like the mystical German Aryan race theory. That's obvious. A lot of this is going to be very oversimplified, without sources, off the cuff bullshit.
And on top of this, this is a school project, so we can't really get too deep into this.
Also, I realize this is the school. I can't really curse that much. Anyway.
I'm still gonna.
Anyways, but besides that, no, there was a lot of right-wing German extremism, and not even just the Nazis, but also the Stahlhelm, which had its extreme. The Stahlhelm was an extreme right-wing paramilitary that came after World War I. That was made up of veterans, and then eventually became much more of like a focused political party, and also the communists as well, too. That's another thing, and that's my contention. That's my contention, is that like the conditions were already set after the Treaty of Versailles, and
do we really need to go to the whole history of the inter-year wars in Germany?
Can you do that?
Not really. I don't know too much about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, then let's.
All that really needs to be said is that Hitler was really good at talking, like really, really good.
Well, that can be said about like a majority of dictators and like.
I mean, especially him, because you got to realize where he started from. He didn't start as like a party leader. The man literally started. Hitler's introduction to the Nazi Party was that he was hired by the Weimar Republic, basically go and spy on this extreme political party. He goes to a meeting. He's like, this shit's great, and he starts off very low.
That was the Thule Society.
Yeah, he starts off extremely low. He works his way through to the top. The man was charismatic. I mean, everybody knows that, but I don't think people really realize he was extremely charismatic, and that was a prime thing for him. He'd spend hours practicing in the mirror. He went to acting classes. The guy understood what it took to get to where he was.
I don't think.
Not very good military leader, though.
No, not really. But we can talk about that later. But no, I don't think anyone would deny that, and I don't think that that's just a common thing for a lot of, we'll say, basically tyrannical leaders. You know, they are in some ways charismatic. Or charismatic, and/or they know how to work their way to the top. You know what I mean? And that's a good through line.
I mean, Pol Pot wasn't that charismatic, but that's besides the point.
Pol Pot, I can't speak on, honestly. But besides that,
That guy was loco.
yeah. Basically, we ultimately agree. Probably nothing could have stopped World War II. Probably the thing that cut that, and we have to go all the way to World War I to maybe prevent and/or just kick World War II down the line. Next up,
Vietnam?
Vietnam, really?
I love Vietnam.
You love Vietnam?
Listen, I know we like to talk about the Korean War. It wasn't too interesting.
Well, no. No, isn't it like historically like Korea is not that well known because it came before Vietnam, and Vietnam was like actually like the very culturally significant thing to America. Yeah, yeah.
Everybody knows there's only 2 songs associated with Vietnam.
Fortunate Son.
And you know what the other one is? It's that Something's Happening Here song.
Oh, that's
Something's happening here, and what it is ain't exactly clear. There's no other song I can think of that's so emphasized with that war.
Let's see here.
Except maybe that one part of that one of Ozzy Osbourne's Paranoid.
No, it's no. There's Vietnam like watch like what was it Jimi Hendrix Over the Watchtower.
I don't know that one.
Down now, bum bum bam now, bum bum bam now. Wait, it's like fucking. How does it go? Oh my god.
No, can you play in the studio? It doesn't matter about the
Oh
copyright.
Stop. God, now I need to listen to that song. That song was good. It's like
Vietnam was probably more of a screw up than World War II was.
What do you mean by screw up for World War II?
I mean, just in terms of like war crimes.
Well, that's the thing with something like World War II and something
Especially
like Vietnam.
Especially for the size of the war.
Right?
Even geographically.
Well, again, we're taking a massive global conflict, general conventional warfare with clear goals, with basically a massive ideological war that has no clear goals in sight. Because America couldn't just wipe North Vietnam off the map because they would have retaliations from the Soviets and Chinese. The Chinese or Soviets could not they themselves could not fully just bomb the South out of commission because, again, America would retaliate. So it was basically like whoever could fund the best, whoever could fight the best.
It was one fucked up proxy war.
Well, that could be said about the entirety of the Cold War. That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was imperialist powers using smaller nations as a battleground for ideology. That's basically that's the definition of the Cold War right there. And ultimately, look who won out, technically,
USA, USA,
USA. Who were the ones after 1991 started eating McDonald's hamburgers in Red Square? That's right, baby. USA.
We got your former leader in a Pizza Hut ad, man.
Exactly. Gorbachev, or something like that. I don't know. It's like. Yeah, it's a
I went on Facebook Marketplace the other day. Yeah. And you know what I saw there for sale?
Yeah.
It was a copy of the menu for the McDonald's in Red Square in the US as well.
Ooh, I like that.
I wanted to buy it.
I like that a lot.
Just seeing that, it's like you literally, it's like, oh. Yeah, it's like the picture of the Big Man. It's like you big Mick.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That would have been great. You've seen how they've you've seen how they rebranded McDonald's after the sanctions in Russia?
I don't know.
It's I can't say the Russian name, I forgot it, but basically it's translated as Tasty That's It or Tasty Period.
You see exactly what I mean by we're getting off track, and I love this. This is what this show's good. You thought you were coming for World War II. We're going everywhere.
Listen, yeah, this is supposed to be maybe a historically focused podcast with with like talk about history. Honestly, we're gonna go all over the goddamn place.
Listen. The only way you're getting a straight World War II podcast is if we were two really old guys wearing like faux war like with like veteran T-shirts and shit. That's the only way you would know.
No, if
We're
we were
two young people.
if
We
we-
don't jack shit about the war.
no, if we were
Besides
to,
what's on History Channel.
yeah, if we were older autistic people, then yeah, we would probably talk about World War II and trains all the damn time. But no, we're modern autistic people.
We're modern artists.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, this is gonna get us. God.
I'm so glad this isn't a real podcast. We get canceled.
I know. Besides that, though, yeah. So like that's what it looks like, and basically, Tasty. That's it. The Russian rebrand of McDonald's in Russia. It's basically McDonald's with some like Russian variations and Russian like cultural foods, and that whole rabbit hole of like what Russian like rebranded food looks like or rebranded like Western products are. It's interesting because like.
But yeah, the fall of the Soviet
Yeah.
Union.
Fall of the Soviet Union. We're gonna go to the fall of the Soviet Union now.
Nobody cares about Germany. Listen, everybody has seen the History Channel all day. Everybody knows about the 80 people surrounding Hitler that they've made movies and documentaries about on Netflix.
Right.
But the fall of the Soviet Union, that's pretty cool, man. Late 80s, early 90s, pretty cool.
I think.
Everyone loves GoldenEye.
Yeah, that's all you have to say. It's pretty cool, man. Goldeneye.
It's pretty cool. It's a good
Goldeneye's
movie.
my shit.
It's a
Yeah,
pretty good movie.
I know nothing. I don't really know much about 007 or James Bond besides Daniel Craig, unfortunately, or like basically Skyfall, which I need to watch the rest of Daniel Craig and all that.
Point is,
Yes.
Soviet Union, that was an amazing downfall. I mean, listen, if you were a Soviet citizen, you know shit was going down when they started playing started playing Swan Lake on repeat. That's when you know something's going on.
Yeah, well, I mean that was like directly in 1991. Funny thing,
And
God,
2 other leaders
right?
who died.
I really should have researched this a little bit before this, but the funny thing about this fall of the Soviet Union is that the ones who arguably did basically just pushed it over the edge was the hardline Soviets who wanted to keep the original Union alive. From what I remember,
They didn't like what Gorbachev was doing.
no, I think Gorbachev wanted to basically make a much more federated
He was
Soviet
going,
Union.
Yeah, he was going. Problem is that he was actually starting to be like, well, we could have a little bit of capitalism, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, and then he just, God, actually, it just fell.
Basically, he was trying to do what China does now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna be so no, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something. Do I prefer? No, I don't. Never mind. Forget what I said.
Ethan, Noah, cut the mics. What are you saying, Ethan? Come
No,
on,
don't
you
cut.
can-
No,
you
no,
can
no, no, no,
tell
no,
it,
no,
bro.
no, 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 no. That's just whatever. I think that honestly, if the Soviet Union did persist today, it would be like a very.
It'd be somewhat like China.
No, actually, no. It would be like basically the Eastern European counterpart of basically the EU, but Soviet, and also like China economically in a sense. I could definitely see that because I believe Gorbachev wanted a much more federated, more independence for the outlying countries of the Union outside of Russia, and if it were to persist today, it would basically be the EU's counterpart. And it would be much more economically liberal like China. And yeah, it would probably be like that, which is, I think, an interesting thing to think about when it comes to the evolution of Marxist theory and how current Marxist or so-called Marxist state came to be. But that's
I
my
don't know
thing.
anything about this.
Whatever.
I'm a red-blooded capitalist, Ethan.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Besides that. So, yeah, but I mean,
Can't you tell by my really expensive coat? It's not actually that expensive. I mean, for me, it's expensive.
yes, your Pakistan cheap coat, I don't know. So, fall of the Soviet Union. Honestly, I mean, Do you feel like it could have been in any way was there any way to prevent the fall of the Soviet Union? Because like
Honestly, it depends what you mean by the fall of the Soviet Union. You mean properly into what it now is called, or do you mean like in terms of the spirit of the Soviet Union?
let's say for realism's sake, what happens if the spirit of the Soviet Union continued to persist?
I think I don't think it would have been possible. The Soviet Union, or really what it stood for, the way it was always just sort of on the downfall. People were always constantly trying to leave. You it was always going to go down in some way. I think what Gorbachev probably saw that, and he was probably trying to guide it towards something more of a, you know, keep the government alive, but probably the tenets, the way it stood for, probably even just how actually communist it was probably going to start dying. He was probably pushing he put McDonald's in Moscow. Okay,
Pizza Hut.
He kind of knew it was coming, Ethan.
Pepsi was in the 80s.
No, that was earlier. Pepsi was in the 50s.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's right, folks.
That was a different
Drink Pepsi.
It's a Soviet
Pepsi
drink.
is the anti-imperialist soda. Trust.
For context, back in the 50s, the leader of the Soviet Union, he went to an international conference, or like it was like a technological conference or something here in America,
I believe so, yeah.
and him and other and some political people, I think maybe a president or a senator or something, were arguing about which was better, communism or capitalism.
Right.
And then the president of PepsiCo
Yeah.
literally comes in. It's like, gentlemen, why don't we just all break it open and have a nice big glass of Pepsi? And I forget who it was. It might have was it Khrushchev? It was somebody. I don't remember who it was.
Probably Khrushchev.
He took like his capitalist sweet water.
Or what? I know.
And thus began a 40-year agreement between the Soviet Union and PepsiCo to trade vodka for Pepsi syrup, and then later several warships.
No, I think you're. Wait, no, that's a mix up of. I thought that was the story of how General.
No, you're thinking with that general. You're thinking of Coca-Cola, not Pepsi.
Was it? Oh, so was it similar? Because I know General Zhukov really loved Coca-Cola, and also kind of like.
Yeah, so the Coca-Cola company made a clear version of Coke for him to put into vodka bottles. No, the PepsiCo thing was a different
No, you're
thing.
right. You're right. For like what was the brand? Smirnoff or some shit?
Yeah, that's why we have That's why we had Smirnoff throughout the 70s and the 80s and the 60s.
Fair enough. You're right. Yeah,
They literally swapped one for one Pepsi syrup for Smirnoff vodka.
Nice.
And then later on, when that agreement fell through, they gave PepsiCo a bunch of decommissioned warships and submarines.
Oh yeah, and they became the seventh biggest navy in the world.
For like a few months, then they sold it for scrap. Point is, yeah, Pepsi doesn't really count, but freaking Gorbachev kind of could see the tide turning.
Yeah.
I mean, you had so many people escaping through, because of the Berlin Wall and
Right.
such ways.
Well,
People wanted to leave the Soviet Union.
Yeah, I think, and
And
not
he
only
knew that if the Soviet Union as a country, as a nation, was going to survive, it would have to, at the very least, loosen its grip on a lot of its very, very core Marxist beliefs. Because it was just making life unbearable.
We'll get into that, but yes, and also the fact is that also, what was it, during the 90s there was the what was going on in the Baltics, basically the singing revolution.
There's something always going on in the Baltics, man.
What do you mean there's something always going on in the Baltics?
Everybody down there hates each other.
I don't think, do Lithuanians and Latvians really hate each other that much? Well, no, not the you're thinking the Balkans. I'm thinking about the Baltics.
Sorry,
Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, Yugoslavia. We'll get into Yugoslavia.
It doesn't even exist anymore.
But yeah, so yeah, and during in the Baltic, there was a second revolution. I think it was directly in 1990, where they were calling for independence. Yeah. And after the fall of the Berlin Wall, that's when everything just started crumbling down. And like the Baltics, I believe Estonia were like the biggest hardliners of just anti-Soviet. Like, we want to get away from this as far as possible. This is not us at all.
Point is, Gorbachev, he could see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
He knew that if the party, or the Soviet Union itself, were to survive, it really'd have to change in some drastic ways. Maybe not like overnight, but probably over the course of his leadership. So that's when he started letting the Western companies in. He started loosening restrictions on travel and other things.
Right.
And then the core old communist, party, they didn't like that.
Yeah.
So then a coup happens, and then you
Yeah.
get a 24-hour stream of Swan Lake.
Oh yeah, and that no, so that was also like, and also like, also the months afterwards during that whole like politically weird era of like Black October, I believe was called, like
I don't know.
basically the kind of military intervention into the Supreme Soviet. Honestly, it was just such a extremely. Okay, maybe we should talk about dinner.
How do we fleece Noah?
Really? You're talking about fleecing him right now?
I'm not gonna actually rob him, but how do we get the most out of dinner, Ethan?
Oh my God, he can hear us.
Yeah, he knows. You know what? What's the how much money do you have? Like, just come to the
Jesus,
window
man.
and tell us.
Let's. You know what? We're gonna get back on topic.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna get back on
take every
topic.
dime.
We're not gonna. I can't believe you. I can't believe you on this. Whatever. It's whatever.
Are there any Russian food places around?
Actually, up in North Phoenix roundabouts. Would you want to go to a Russian place at some point? Probably not now.
Probably not now.
But like, do you want to like at some
I
point?
don't know. I don't know what borscht is like.
I don't know what. I also don't know what borscht is like. I have a similar. There's a certain Vietnamese dish that has.
Are
beets,
there
but
any
it's
of
not
those
borscht.
North Korean propaganda restaurants around?
Absolutely not. That's so hyper specific.
That's a real thing?
very. I know,
It's a real
but
thing.
North Korean cuisine is very specific and also a bit on the rarer side.
And then
Yeah.
if you do have food there, you're directly supporting North Korea, quite literally.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
You mean as in like there's propaganda restaurants supported by the North Koreans?
It is literally propped up by the North Korean government, and all the profits go back to.
I
North
did
Korea.
not know this. I only
They're
knew.
they're not everywhere, but they're all over the world.
I only knew of like basically North Korean specialty
No,
restaurants,
no,
but
no.
like we're talking like propaganda.
Well, not propaganda, but they're run literally by the government of
That-
North Korea.
That is a new thing that I've learned.
They've been a thing since the 90s. Even.
I did not know that. I genuinely did not know that. That is wow.
I really hope I don't get expelled for the things we've been saying.
I don't think so. This is just like it's very clear that we're just very.
I know, but you know how administrative people, like the people behind the desks, the legal people get. Like you say one thing like, "Oh, this is bad. We could get somebody
Now you're-
somebody somewhere in the world might get minorly outraged, and we'll get called out on Twitter. We gotta expel these fuckers."
Now you're making the case. Besides that, listen, it's just to keep you calm. We're just two guys just talking to talk.
If you're gonna expel anybody, spell Noah. This is his idea.
Oh
He
my
put us on this.
God!
He put us here.
Stop doing this. Noah, he did nothing wrong. He's great. He gave us a chance to basically make us to basically
That
talk
you know
artistic
of.
talk.
That you know of. You know what you did, Noah. I could tell them we're in the desert. They're buried.
I don't.
It was Noah's mistake to put me on camera.
Besides
This
that,
is his mistake.
so, yeah, I did not know those North Korean propaganda restaurants were basically supported, like, or state-funded propaganda like restaurants. But that's,
Yeah.
I will definitely have to look into that. That's very interesting. Besides that, though, so we went from, okay, so we're currently at the Soviet Union and
Yes.
North Korea. What else now? Like at this point, like.
I'd love to talk about Cambodia, but there is some seriously fucked up shit we cannot talk about. That
We're
happened
not
then.
gonna talk about Cambodia. I know exactly what he wants to talk about. We cannot talk about that. That is very terrible.
I have a Cambodian friend. It's okay.
That does not. Oh my God. Okay, no, we're not doing that. Anyways, and plus, I've heard so much about your supposed Cambodian buddy boy. Whatever.
He's a terribly foul mouth.
I know. You've told me this is completely different.
You want me to tell them his catchphrase?
No. You know what? Let's get to a better subject. The Balkans.
Are you sure? You sound really hungry.
Let's talk about food, actually.
Yeah, let's talk about food.
Okay, so
What, Noah, what do you want to get DoorDash?
Just
What do you want,
stop.
Noah?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. Actually, I don't mind talking about like general cuisine because we started with Russian, or like generally Slavic cuisine.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, fair enough. What type of cuisine do you want to talk about them?
We could always talk about Fidel Castro's love of dairy products.
Oh my God! Actually, we could talk about that. Yes, we could. I find it strange that he loved dairy.
He had such an
so
obsession
much.
with dairy.
I don't know why. Do you know where the hell it came from? I just know that Fidel Castro specifically tried to basically breed and create a cow,
A super heat cow.
yeah,
that can
basically
survive in
a
heat
cow that could like handle the heat of the Caribbean, of Cuba, and
produce
have
so much milk.
and produce a lot of milk because he loved dairy that much. I think there's like one cow.
He had the program was a huge failure except for a lone success.
A one success.
I remember what did he call the cow? Something like Ubla Blanca or something like that.
Probably like that. Yeah.
No, it produced like, and this was confirmed by people who went to Cuba. It produced like unbelievable amounts of milk a day. It was like, what the fuck?
Just for Fidel Castro.
And he was trying to figure out, how do we recreate this?
Yeah.
If he would have recreated that success as like a breed of cow, he might have actually made Cuba the dairy capital of the world.
Probably. Is that thing still alive?
No, it died like 20 years ago.
That's unfortunate. I would say. So, do we not have basically the genetic code
No,
for
he
like?
does. He preserved it.
Okay,
but
good.
the problem is figuring out exactly why. How do we transplant that into a new? Point is,
Yeah.
and to be fair, I don't even know if the current Cuban government even gives a shit.
I don't know what's going on with the current Cuban government. There's like a lot. There's just a lot going on. But yeah,
Point is,
no.
that man loved dairy. Listen, if his son, if his grandson was like lactose intolerant, he might have executed him.
Probably. I love how we probably got our information from the same place. Salmonella Academy.
Sam, my boy.
We are both. Listen. If you want to know, it's very clear that we're both
guy.
we're both alumni. We're both
We're both alumni of the Salmonella Academy.
Switch the. We're both alumni of the Sam O'Nella Academy of whatever. And actually, I really
love spoon liquor.
Spoon liquor. Oh wait, what was that one? I'm sorry. Well, I forgot that one. I don't.
North Christmas traditions.
Huh? Oh. What was the one that I like the pirate one? I like the pirate one. I like the realities of piracy.
I don't remember what video it was from. It's from the one where it's like the drawings and just like how did you know my name? I made you.
I made you.
I love that one. When was the last time that man fucking uploaded anything?
I think he uploaded recently, and he like wrote a book or something.
I know he wrote a book, but has he uploaded another video? I've
I
been
don't
waiting.
think so. I think he just uploaded a video about it with his face.
Oh, that's not the same.
You see what I mean? Okay. Anyways, yeah. So, but like, I really love Salmonella. I definitely grew up with him, and like, I really love his content. And yeah, he taught me all the little weird fun facties. I liked his video about like the Chinese warlords because that also kind of set me down a bit of a rabbit hole about Chinese warlords. Yeah.
Listen, as he gave me some great advice, including a great saying that everyone should know. Everybody gangster till the nuns start meowing. It's true.
I'm not. Say that again.
Everybody's gangster till the nuns start meowing.
I'm not gonna exactly dissect that. I don't know how to dissect that. But I honestly follow the advice of rushing down Yogg-Sothoth with a blicky and a pocket full of dreams. That's what I believe. I am the one. I am the one.
You
that
really want to talk about Lovecraft? We could talk about his cat.
Everybody
loves that.
Jesus, we're not. No. Oh my God! Only the most only us and people like us will know what you mean. Normal individuals will not know what you mean.
Let's hope there's not those type of people on the legal team.
What is wrong? What is wrong with you?
It was Noah's mistake letting me on this podcast.
Oh my God! So, you know what? If we're gonna Lovecraft, Anyways, but no, I'm gonna say this. I am the one to rush down Yog-Sothoth with a blicky and a pocket full of dreams. You know why? Because unfortunately, I am insane. Besides that, Lovecraft. I think the interesting observation that I got from Lovecraft and kind of like looking at him and his body of work is that I think he's the great example of kind of like the antithesis to separating the artist from the art. Because fundamentally, the artist and what he thought and his art was unfortunately very integral to his
Let's
art.
not go to Lovecraft. That's just a minefield.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, if we talk, I mean, but at the same time though, I think it's like the fact that I mean, we'll say this: his original, even though his horror was foundational to Lovecraftian horror, to that specific, cosmic sort of horror, his original body of work is extremely problematic. We can both agree on that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Well,
problematic
all
as
the
hell.
cool shit out of the Lovecraft came after he died.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would make that argument too. A lot of the cooler stuff actually came out afterwards, and like, I would say even say his inspirations are pretty solid. What was it like, the King in Yellow? I think
Fucking
King
love
is
that
just
guy.
King in Yellow, like by
We gotta film
W.S.
with him in that.
Chambers. Yeah, it's like by Chambers is like pretty good.
We need to deploy a ploy to. We need to make a ploy to deploy this unemployed Malloy.
Zinger after zinger, folks. Zinger after zinger. Anyways,
You love that episode.
I do. But yeah, no, it's I think I do think that when it comes to Lovecraft, his art, he himself and his thoughts were as part of his art. You know, it was
We've
very
gone a
typical.
long way from history here.
This is still history. It's just literary history, and I'm trying
It's
to figure out like
boring.
what you think. What do you mean it's boring?
He had a racist cat.
Okay, fine then.
The man was so racist the KKK personally told him to turn it down.
I did not know that.
That's true. They wrote him a letter.
That is hilarious.
that is true. I'm not even joking.
That is extremely hilarious.
Some of Lovecraft's rantings were so racist the KKK themselves literally wrote him a letter. Hey, can you turn it down, guy? You're making us look bad.
That is insanely hilarious, and that's very funny coming from Lovecraft and his specific form of racism, because it wasn't what we think of racism. It's like
Be careful, Ethan. Be careful.
No, his form of racism was literally like, Anglo. What was it? How do I describe it? Anglo purity or something like that. Like very old Victorian, like, we must keep the bloodline pure for the regal family type of deal, like type of racism. You know what I mean? Old imperial Anglo racism, which I don't even think is very applicable to the modern day when it comes to like cultural relevance. But you see, this man right here is a snitch.
I don't want to be associated.
This man's a snitch.
What am I options?
He is anti-intellectual. This man is a fraud. I just want to talk about Lovecraft and the fact that yes, he is problematic, and this man is reporting me and spreading lies.
I'm not reporting you, Ethan. I'm talking. Okay, I'm talking to our PR department. I want to make sure I'm not going to
He
get.
is
I'm not
spreading
going to make sure
lies,
the shit from your phone.
deceit.
What are my options, Jerry?
All right, stop LARPing. Come on. Okay, what do you want to go on from? What do you want to? What subject do you want to continue on from then?
Okay, I'll call you if it heats up again.
You see
he's
what I
walking
mean?
on thin ice.
You see, LARPing. We have been LARPing the whole time.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Oh.
What do you?
Oh.
I'm trying to move the discussion forward. You say like it's boring to talk about Lovecraft.
I didn't say it was boring.
What were you trying to say was exactly boring?
I wasn't saying it was boring.
It's just controversial.
It's a minefield, Ethan.
That's true, but like on the basis, but it's on both of us agree on the basis that he was problematic, and what he did was
Problematic is not being to put into words.
fair enough. It is Lovecraft. We can all agree on that. But it's interesting how he had a lot of correspondence with a lot of the founding writers of the time, especially Howard, and how Howard kind of like grabbed some cosmic horror roots for Conan. But that's just a me thing. That's a very much a me thing. You know what I mean?
More more a Fitzgerald person. But
Fitzgerald
that's besides
person?
Me. That's besides me.
I was gonna say a fun fact about Fitzgerald, but it's very inappropriate, so I can't.
I don't know which one, but I probably is.
You can probably guess which one. I do. The only thing I mean I only, of course, as every high schooler has, I only read the Great Gatsby.
Love that book.
Yeah, I feel like
You
it.
need to read The Last Tycoon.
I think it failed because it was too relevant to the time, wasn't it? Or I remember that's what my teacher
It
basically
just
described.
sold very poorly, honestly.
Yeah.
It only really had its research. It only really had its surge of popularity when it reissued as a frontline like pocketbook for the troops in World War II.
Interesting.
That's really when The Great Gatsby actually became a literary classic. Before it was just a minorly known Fitzgerald was somewhat known, but he died in relative obscurity. Honestly, at the end of his life after Zelda left him.
Interesting. Yeah, it's, huh? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Great Gatsby told poorly.
huh?
The Gatsby. What's that, Ethan? Sorry, what's that? No, oh,
We're good. Okay.
Yeah, Gatsby sold very poorly.
That's unfortunate. I mean,
And Ethan, can I borrow $5,000 to buy a first edition?
you can take that first edition, and I will throw it into the ether so you can never ask me a question like that again. I do not have $5,000.
I want one.
No.
Hmm.
The audacity of this man. Anyways, but no, I really enjoyed
I don't
the.
have money. I say as I wear this expensive jacket.
So no, but I love The Great Gatsby because I really think it is a good, especially in the modern day, just showing of what the times were like through a certain perspective.
American decadence.
American decadence, absolutely. It's funny.
I wish I was there.
Of course, you wish you were there.
You wish you were there, weren't you?
Not really.
You wouldn't want to go to one of those ragers of that time.
Not really.
You wouldn't want to go to a fucking Paramount backlot party in 1927.
Okay, well that's a bit different, but
Some bootleg gin.
the 20s,
Coke.
the 20s are not really
Opium.
my biggest. Okay, no.
Come on, chasing the dragon, man. Everybody was doing it back then.
Oh my God.
Nowadays we have weed peer pressure. Like, what are you gonna do? Smoke it? You're gonna smoke the joint, man. No, back then, like, what are you, a Jay? You gotta smoke this.
You gotta smoke opium if you want to be part of the cool cats now.
What are you? What are you, a Broadway stage actor?
Here. This is a new product. This is a grand product from China, don't you know? From Hong Kong.
Come on, what are you, a Jay? Come on, we're gonna chase the dragon together.
Yeah. Chasing the dragon. We gotta love America. We gotta love Western Orientalism. Jesus. Anyways, so the thing is, the 1920s is not my time. It's not my time personally when it comes to my interests.
So fun.
Yeah, I mean, I won't doubt it, but I mean,
I've heard of some of the legendary shit that happened in Hollywood at that time, man. I mean, Babylon touched on that a bit, but I think it's a little too extreme for what actually those parties were like.
yeah. The
30s, it just got really boring in the 30s, man.
because everyone was poor.
No, because then Hollywood started to be considered. No, 1 second. Yep. Fuck it, we're going to early cinema.
We're doing early cinema now. We're doing that. I can't even.
You hit on a chord. I need to correct your ass.
I cannot talk. Okay, go ahead. What is it?
Okay, listen. Before the end of the 20s and throughout the birth of early cinema was considered a very low art form.
Right.
Extremely low. I mean, Broadway, by 1927, Broadway actors still looked down on cinema actors.
Right.
Okay? It was not until the Depression, I'd say early Depression, not right away, early 30s, that cinema actually starts to gain a much more prevalence because now people have nowhere to go during the day. The cinema, that was cheap to go to. Go inside, get out of the rain.
Yeah.
Point is, cinema starts to become revered. And then all of a sudden now, the studios, when this is still in the studio system era, they start to really care about the image of their stars. They still cared a bit in the 20s, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like Fatty Arbuckle, that was a
Yeah.
very big debacle.
Yeah.
You know, there's still some sex scandals back then, but
Yeah.
it's only really in the 30s when cinema is now highly revered. It was still highly profitable before,
Mhm.
but now it's highly revered. All of a sudden, oh, we got to control these images
Mm-hmm.
very closely. And then all of a sudden now the stars themselves, they start to think really highly of themselves as some sort of American royalty.
Oh yeah.
And and a lot of Hollywood people still do nowadays.
We could really say that about a lot of just the rich of America.
No, especially Hollywood. Especially Hollywood.
All right.
Point is, during the 30s, everyone just started to very conservative, button your collars, long skirts. You gotta talk very proper in the new talkies. You can't have any weird country accents. Everybody has to do the transatlantic accent because it's refined. It's refined, Bobby.
I feel like the transatlantic accent is so weird, though.
They try to teach people who are learning English that for a while.
I don't. It's such a strange.
It is.
But refined though.
They thought it was. Point is, everybody was. Point is, Hollywood was becoming this very hoity-toity place.
Right.
And I mean, sure, you still had the ragers, you still had the parties, but now instead of just downing a whole bunch of whiskey and shit at a big rager in the Hollywood Hills,
Right.
it wasn't whiskey anymore. It was lots of champagne and wine. And were there still sex scandals? Oh, you bet you. But there was much more. It was much more behind closed doors. I mean, it was still kind of looked down upon and all of a sudden becoming like a Hollywood star. It was no longer just being considered, terrible, low down moral wise. I mean, to be fair, like the Bible Belt has always considered anybody Hollywood involved to be, of the devil or whatever.
Right.
But now it's starting to become illustrious to become a star in this era, in the 30s.
I mean, no, that's fair. I can definitely see that evolution, especially during the Depression and onwards. But I mean, that continued. That whole conservatism thing continue on, especially war in the 50s. The
sort of ends in
codes.
the 60s.
Well, yeah. That's when
Bonnie and Clyde happened. The movie.
then
not the actual
and a
criminals.
lot of the new age movement, new hippie movement, all that counterculture movements.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say something more like the French New Wave.
That too, but at the same time, Europe has always been the one for being much more pushing things, being much more independent from Hollywood and all that. So, and we're not even gonna touch third cinema in South America, but
I don't know anything about that actually.
Third cinema is the revolutionary, much more political form of cinema that was started in South America. That was specifically anti-imperialist.
The point is, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood has gone through a lot of changes. It's like every
Of course.
15, 20 years. And not just that, it's just more how people perceive Hollywood and those in it.
Mm-hmm.
Though ever since the 30s, there's always been this sort of illustriousness of being a star.
Yeah.
I mean, we have that nowadays with Ryan Gosling and I forget who else is popular right now. It's not many good movies right now.
Some. I wish I saw.
Not nearly as many as there should
I
be.
wish. Yeah, fair enough. I wish I saw one battle after another. Marty Supreme. And
I didn't like it.
one battle after another, or
I did not like it.
Oh.
I don't want to get into why I didn't like it. I just thought it was just kind of stupid.
I gotta see it for myself. Was it the political leanings or was it?
It was the political leanings.
Interesting. Okay.
More so how they were depicted. It just I don't want to get into it. That's
Right.
a whole hotbed.
Right.
okay?
I think after probably I'll see it. I'll probably be able to dissect it. But at the same time, I would if I were to see it, I'll probably have different criticisms than you because we come
Yeah,
different places.
Different places.
Very different places. But it's fine. I definitely still want to see it. Marty Supreme, I still want to see, and
I'm not
Forever.
that interested, honestly. Marty Supreme.
I feel like you just are you
I'm
that
not
much
interested.
interested in modern cinema that much, or
I just feel like modern cinema. I've been disappointed the last few years last 5 or so years by modern cinema. It really started when I saw The Matrix Resurrections. I saw that. I still want my money back. Ever since then, I've just slowly started to become more disappointed. I saw Eternals, Ethan. I saw Eternals in theaters. It was that bad. It really was. I'm not even joking, okay?
Right.
Everyone says, "Oh, it was just a bad movie." It was that terrible. I went to the theater, There was 3 people. There was like 4 people in there when I walked in, and by the time the movie ended, I was the only one left.
Right.
The homeless man walked out. The homeless man walked out of Eternals. He fell asleep and then he walked out.
Yeah. For me, it's been hard trying to catch up with modern cinema, and also like at the same time, I also what the one thing I am glad about current cinema is that specifically for me, there's a lot more anime films, and I've watched those anime films. Shut up! Well, shut up! There's been anime films, and I'm glad that they are in theaters, and also Iron Lung is a thing too. Shut up, will you? Shut up. Anyways,
though I would like to see the Spy. I wish the Spy Family movie did come out here. I like that show. It's nice. It's wholesome. It's a good show.
He tries to judge me, and then he says things like that. My God. Anyways,
it's a good show, Ethan.
I don't doubt it.
It's like Freerun.
To be honest,
Freerun's probably better.
What I am glad about modern cinema though is that honestly, Denis Villeneuve and Dune. I really love Dune adaptations.
Dune was okay.
I can't. No, I gotta disagree with you. They're great. They're awesome.
I think part of it is just that just how Timothy Chalamet is starting to peacock himself a bit now.
Yeah,
it's kind of ruining my image of anything he's in.
Fair enough, but I mean,
he's just becoming kind of an asshead.
Well, fair. He's at his peak, but at the same time, for me, like, I really do think Dune, like this current Dune trilogy, which I think it's going to end off great by the fact that we split the original Dune book into 2 films and now Dune Messiah into a 3rd film, and how it's built up, how everything is built up. I think it's just amazing. It's most likely going to become a great and amazing, decade-defining sci-fi, trilogy. I really think
how the 3rd one goes.
Fair enough. We haven't really seen it, but like
it's not going to be out for till December, Ethan.
I know, but like,
did you buy your tickets early?
No.
Okay, good. I'd judge you if you did.
I know I didn't buy
buying IMAX tickets this far out.
Whatever. Anyways, but no. Fact is, listen. It's sometimes hard to have really good, epic space opera cinema. All right, it is hard.
Hail Mary did it.
Right, I need to see Hail Mary.
You need to. Oh my God, it is.
I tried to, like, literally, like 2 nights ago. Didn't get in. Didn't have time. You want to see it together?
If we can get IMAX again.
I don't want.
It's so great, 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have the fucking money.
So good.
I don't have the money.
It's so good,
brother.
It's like the only way to see it,
brother.
It's beautiful.
You have to convince me, because how much are the IMAX tickets?
I don't remember. We'd have to look it up.
Oh my God.
Assuming they're still playing them.
I know, but can't we just do a normal, please?
We'll check the prices.
Oh my God. You see this? Anyways.
I have very cheap tastes.
Whatever.
What? You were telling me caviar is how much now?
Okay, shut it. Anyways, I was talking about black sturgeon. Anyways, but no, I'll see about Project Hail Mary, but it's just
I need the Bentley around. Okay.
Oh my God, you see,
Jeeves, I need my Bentley.
He's LARPing on the phone again. He's LARPing.
What do you mean you got me the fucking Mercedes?
You see?
What do you mean? You're gonna get me the fucking Bentley, okay? What am I not paying you for? The nerve of some people.
I wish we were rich. I wish I was rich.
Which do?
I don't know. So, but no, I mean, again, Dune. I mean, what exactly is your contention with Dune? Or more like, what do you think is just okay?
Honestly, I thought Dune was fine for what it was. I never really got that big hype of it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen both the movies. I thought they were really good.
Okay.
Or fairly good. To be fair, I saw the second one in IMAX, but I was seated at the very front, so I was like,
fair
the
enough.
entire time, so I could barely tell what was going on.
Fair enough.
But point is, I think it was fine. I think it's good, but I don't get the hype.
Interesting.
To be fair, I've never read the books, but then again, you probably haven't.
I read a little bit. I got about halfway through, unfortunately. So.
But point is, I just never really got the hype of it. I imagine. Listen, it's a good movie. Okay, I'm not saying it's a terrible movie, But I don't get why people think it's like this defining movie. I think part of it just might be the star blindness from like the headliners.
No, I don't know. I think you underestimate how hard it is to do good world building and good space opera science fiction. And it is
Ethan, if it was
good.
that good, the Dune movie from the '80s would have done much better.
No. Dune 80s was like way too like out there and like very. It was Lynch. It was Lynch. It was strange. The modern Dune films, it is able, if it engrosses the audience, it brings these people into the world. It has that refinedness.
Refined.
Yes, it does. It does. I get. Do you prefer the Lynch film over the Villeneuve version?
Of course not.
Okay.
But my point is, I still don't. Like I said, I'm probably just never gonna get why everyone just like puts it on such a high pedestal. It deserves some sort of pedestal, mind you. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
it's still better than most of the films that are coming out in any given year of the month.
Right.
But I just never understood. I just never felt like it was on the levels like some of these other films they're comparing it to, like
So-
Star Wars, Back to the Future, the true classics. I never really understood that comparison.
How about Lord of the Rings?
Definitely not. I don't think it's up there at all. I'm gonna be
Really?
honest. I think Lord of the Rings is its own fucking level.
Okay.
And I haven't even read the books yet. Okay, I want to be clear. I'm not like a Tolkien head or anything.
Right.
I just think it was just that good of a trilogy.
Okay. I think maybe we can have a full consensus when the third film comes out. But like the thing is, I
Like we're
think.
doing another one of these podcasts.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is,
I don't know, Noah. How many people are watching? Do we have a future? 0? That makes sense.
Okay, cool. Well, then we can really talk our shit. Anyways, but probably not for me. Even I wouldn't probably put it up to Lord of the Rings. But I think we're just gonna have to see really what's impact like years later. For me though, I love it because again, it is an amazing space opera. It is an amazing space opera that brings the world together, that introduces the world well, that translates everything from the novels really well, makes it cinematic, and really still deals with the themes correctly. It's a great adaptation, shot beautifully, themes are amazing, great world building. It's a great pair of films, and it's probably going to be a great trilogy. You know, it's good.
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad. I just don't think it's gonna be that hyped. And again, I still can't get past some of like some of the stuff fucking Timothy's been saying the last year.
Fair enough. I only know like the ballerina thing or something like that
He
one.
said some kind of fuck stuff like, "Why would you like? I don't watch movies from before 2018.
Ah,
Everyone's
yeah.
stuck in the past. Like, can you get more up your ass?"
Honestly, I feel like
listen, he's a good actor, but I think he's just starting. I think he's starting to get a little too up his ass, like some people in Hollywood really are.
I think
And
that
I should not have said that because that's going to be held against me in 10 years. If I get anywhere.
probably, but I want to do really got to get into that. I've also I've heard kind of the sentiment before of like. I've heard the sentiment before of like just like not watching films like before a certain time frame, especially like 90s, 80s, and I'm like and like for various reasons. And honestly, I don't understand it, but I think it might be the like same thought process of like, oh, I don't want to play a game from the 90s because of graphics.
That's so bullshit.
I know. Well, that's what I mean. But like,
I don't play games from the 90s because they just won't run on my PC. Fucking backwards compatibility is in the shitter.
I am able to play some. I play. I'm a big. I play CRPGs from the 90s.
I mean,
from
you've
the
seen my
Black-
game collection.
Fair
I love
enough.
me some Rad Racer.
I know. But yeah, I mean, it's strange to me when people say like, "Oh, I don't watch like movies like older films. Like, I've never watched The Godfather, or I've never watched this, that, or the other, or like fucking anything." I mean, I understand not wanting to watch. I don't know, Andrei Rublev.
Who?
That's Tarkovsky.
Who?
Stalker, Tarkovsky. You know Stalker,
okay,
Tarkovsky.
that
Yeah,
makes sense,
that's another one of his films. Andrei Rublev.
Mm.
Yeah, Solaris. You know what I mean?
Cinemaphiles like, oh, your favorite movie isn't some weird Polish film about a depressed guy drinking. Indescribable. I hate those people. I
Yeah, no,
hate those fucking elitists.
fair enough.
Listen, yeah, you get. Listen, I get it. There's some really cool foreign cinema and some shit, but like, there's a reason nobody really has heard of that movie.
I think. Well, no, that's what I'm trying to get to when it comes to like not just that, but also the general subject of like some people who don't really want to watch older films. The fact is that like, and especially filmmakers, like, fundamentally, from what I've seen, different people, especially the technical roles, they focus on very specific things, and they focus on like they focus on aspects of filmmaking that will ultimately handicap them when ultimately the goal and the job we have as filmmakers is just telling a story. And that should be obvious on the offset, but for some people it really isn't. And they focus on other aspects of it. And I say this because the fact is that there does exist films out there that are shot beautifully, edited beautifully.
Whether it's terrible.
No, even worse. They're forgettable. That's worse. Terrible can be funny.
That is true. We can't all have The Room.
But forgettable, middling, there's no way to say forgettable. It can be shot beautifully. It can be edited beautifully. It can even won wonderful awards at like film festivals for its technical ability. And that's the thing. A lot of people have amazing technical ability, especially nowadays. But the fact is, our job, no matter if it's nonfiction or fiction cinema, is we need to tell a story, and some people just don't. And that is the sad part. We just don't. And that ends up producing content that's forgettable.
Mr. Paramount, I just need $100 million more to complete the film. It's not that bad. It's just going 4 or 5 weeks over time.
Yeah. And especially when talking about older films, and more so just any films really. The fact of the matter is that like there's a lot of things we can analyze, take from, and learn from a lot of different films, especially older films, but modern films, how we can apply it to our workflows, how do we apply it to our aesthetic and style. But also we need to understand how to analyze and dissect narrative. And that shouldn't just be in the preview of like goddamn script writers. Because, even then, like, some script writers in Hollywood, they're a bit,
You don't understand. It's a very complex tale about a man trying to self-actualize. They go on about some bullshit.
I know.
I get it. You're the writer. It's your story. But I'm the fucking director, and I'm telling you, this is going to be a terrible movie.
I think another problem that I kind of have with certain Hollywood writers, not all of them obviously, is that like some of them definitely have their own stories they want to tell. They can't tell it because the studios restrict restrict the funding, so they try to adapt a story, try to put their original script onto that story, and it doesn't come out well at all.
It's worse than that.
Yeah.
Studio people making huge adjustments to scripts.
Fair enough. Did you?
That's
I know you didn't see. I know you didn't see the Minecraft movie, or you did.
I watched halfway through it.
That's funny. You saw how many people were on that script, right? How were writers?
Tell me.
There were like what, 6, 7.
Also, we could have what was it? Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey.
My name is Steve.
Yeah, from last year. Such a great time, and it made a lot of money because it was a massive fucking joke. That's the thing. It was a massive fucking joke. So and besides that though, listen, folks, just watch whatever films that interest you. Don't restrict yourself from a fucking like weird time frame.
I need the Atari.
Yeah. The Atari out of all systems?
I vaguely remember that was a plot point from the movie. I made it halfway through.
Wait, hold on. Noah, question. How long are we supposed to be here? Like, how long?
He doesn't know.
Oh, so do we end it off whenever?
Hold
Oh,
on,
okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I want to help.
What the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well,
What?
he's the third member.
He's the third. You're gonna turn the camera all the way over to him.
Yeah. Up.
He just